What's up, y'all? Jay Spru, Movies, Music, Sports, and Life. About to review the show going on over my shoulder over there. I did not catch the name of this particular episode. I usually will shout out what they titled it, but I guess we can call it Camping Trip or Lottie's Birthday. And you see I'm representing with the Clark Atlanta University. I guess wintertime Scully, even though Atlanta doesn't necessarily get winter. But see my phone here, I took 20 notes because I was on the phone when the episode aired at first. And my conversation with the young lady was going pretty well, so I didn't, really want to rush her off of the phone. So I just watched the entire episode with the volume on mute so that I could kind of understand what I was about to get into, because Atlanta always shows the episodes back to back to back on FX. So by watching it silently with the phone on mute so I could pay attention to what the young lady is telling me and exchange information with her and exchange ideas, stuff like that, I was still cognizant of the basic overall premise of what was happening. It basically looks like a family camping trip. But then the episode got so much deeper for me when I realized that this was about as close to proposing marriage as, young people today, will come with. Will you move to LA with me? So, gotta get into that, but I'm gonna stay in order in terms of the notes that I took down, because by doing that, basically my recap of my review will be in sequential order of how the show went. So, all right, let's get started. Y'all ready? Oh, yeah, shout out to the Fab Five. Greatest college team of all time. UNLV was probably slightly better, but as I get older, it was nothing like Michigan. The more that I really think about it, the fact that they were all freshmen and Larry Johnson and all those guys didn't win until they were juniors, and they went back to the championship as seniors. Even though they never won a title, I just don't. Especially now, kids aren't even going to college anymore. They going to prep schools and they going overseas to play. They don't even want to play 1 year of college anymore. I'm pretty sure we're never gonna see anything like what they did again, and that was way back in the '90s. But okay, at any rate, back to the show. They like, Jay Spru, we don't care about what college basketball team you like. Talk about Atlanta. Okay, I got you. Like Kwame Brown say, don't jump up and down on me like a trampoline. Now, we're gonna get to the show. The first thing, what percentage chance do you think he's gonna kill us in our sleep? Oh, about 8%. One thing that you gotta love about Earn is he's very quick-witted. We know that in real life he's also a rapper in addition to being a TV show producer. So that's one characteristic of being a good MC, is you think of things real quickly. And when you have that type of mind that you can think of comebacks real quickly, women love that. Women love it when you get what they're saying, and instead of being literal, you can poke fun at various situations. So then they trying to set up, the camping area. Hey, Lottie, you want to help us? No. And I remember the Tyler Perry episode. I was thinking that this girl was like 8, 9, possibly 10 years old because she's so smart. it's like he was like, what kind of 6-year-old? She says, I don't like my birthday. He said, what kind of 6-year-old doesn't like their birthday? I'm like, this girl is 6. I remember in season 2, they were speaking about how gifted she was academically, but yeah, she really carries herself as older than 6 years old. Um, have you thought more about LA? Van acknowledged, yes, I've thought more about LA. Can we talk about it later? Um, that's usually always an indication that your partner or the woman that you are seeing is not in a place where she's in agreement with you. Can we talk about it later? Definitely means I'm not on board. Doesn't necessarily mean that she won't come on board, but can we talk about it later is a physical representation of I got serious questions about us doing this. Um, so it was very funny. Van tells Lottie the story about the snipe. We're gonna catch a snipe tonight. And she explained that the snipe had a long tail and red eyes, and you gotta hit it with a stick. And Ern seemed very concerned. Are you pranking our daughter? And Lottie explained that she used to do it when she was a kid. And at first I thought that she really meant it, but we'll come back to that later. But Ern, being who he is, says something real funny. He just said this snipe sounds racial. It sounds like a racial epithet that, racists would call black people. Kind of like racist Italians call us Mulians. And he just says, yeah, let's go get that snipe. And so Van laughed at that. And then I'm not so sure how long after Ern had said, oh no, he did say, I think we should talk more about oh yeah, she said she'll talk about it later. He says, I think we should talk more about LA. And they kind of did a jump cut. They went from him saying that to Van explaining to Lottie how you go about catching a snipe. You got a bag, you got to hit it with a stick, and you put it in the bag. And so then she walks away from Lottie, and in a voice and a tone that is not 6 years old at all, she goes, "Where are you going?" And Van explains to her little precious daughter that it's your responsibility to catch the snipe on your own. I'm not supposed to be there when you catch it. And I'm not 100% sure if Lottie believes that or not. But at minimum, she acts on it as if she believes it. And so she goes off. So then, as the beautiful little girl is trying to catch the snipe, Ern just comes flat out and asks. It might be this scene right here behind me. He just comes straight out and asks, are you gonna come to LA with me? And Van hits back with, is that the why you rented out this entire campground? Like that's a little bit manipulative. And I thought that was very direct on Van's part, a very astute observation, because then that puts the ball back in Ern's corner to concede if that is true or not. If it was a little bit of manipulation there. Men, a lot of times, we're not intellectually honest. So that's an opportunity for him to be intellectually honest. Because I don't think that was a very judgmental thing that Van said right there. You know, it's a legitimate concern. But he put it off on the fact that, hey, it's our kid's birthday. I did it for Lottie. Ern comes back with a powerful question. What's so great about Atlanta that you can't leave it behind? A very deep question, considering that even though I'm from Milwaukee, I'll call it our city. Because so many of us leave where we come from, whether it be LA, New York, Chicago, Charlotte, North Carolina, Cleveland, Phoenix, Seattle. So many of us leave where we grew up for either the employment opportunities that we believe to be in Atlanta, or maybe even simply the comfort. Imagine being a black person growing up in Denver, Colorado, like India Ari is from Denver. And imagine leaving Denver and coming to a place where 70% of the time when you look outside, you see black people. 70% of the landscape or the faces that you see are black. For the people who come from cities that are not majority black, you know, it's part of the reason why people will not stop moving to Atlanta. Why it's such a popular place to relocate? Because people feel more comfortable being around their own people and seeing their own people. Does that cause problems? Yeah, because some of the people that move to Atlanta aren't bringing skills with them, and that creates problems. But that's not just a problem that's germane to Georgia. It's a lot of places where people are moving and they're not necessarily bringing any skills to the table. But Van counters, in my opinion, with an incredible counter. She says it's not just about what's so great about Atlanta that I can't leave it behind. Why is it so important that I come with you? How come you can't go by yourself? You're asking me what's so great about Atlanta that I can't leave. And I'm asking you, what makes you scared to go there, to go to Los Angeles by yourself without me? And before Donald could rebuttal her or give his comeback of how he felt, all of a sudden you hear, I got the snipe. That little girl is such a good actress. Just the way she talks is just so matter of fact. I got the snipe. Now, that let me know that Lottie was lying about what a snipe was. Because she told her all this, told the baby what she's supposed to do when she sees the snipe. And then all of a sudden the baby's like, yeah, I got the snipe. So now both of them are in fear because they told this child this lie or this story about this creature. And then Atlanta, being what Atlanta is, I laugh so hard because they asking her questions about how did you catch it. She said, yeah, I saw it and I hit it with the stick and I put it in the bag. Basically, like, the baby saying, "Isn't that what you told me to do as my parent?" And so Van made her put the bag down and come over by her. And then Ern was trying to be the brave man to protect the wife and the child to see what was in the bag. And I can't remember if he just got close to the bag or if he hit it. But the snipe screamed and scurried out of the bag. So that is so funny that there's actually some type of unidentified monster in the woods and Lottie found it, whereas Van was just making something up as she went. So, Ern got very serious with Van and told her, when I go to LA, I wouldn't have to be alone. I'm not a bad looking guy. I got a real good job. And she said, well, then what is it about? She says, I want to be a family. And she says, I just can't pack up my life because you love me as Lottie's mom. And he stood over her and poured his heart out, told her that he loved her, told her that it's not about just being Lottie's mom, I love you. And then she started crying and said, I love you too. But she was looking away when she said it. So to me, that's an indication of a woman that's really been hurt before, a woman that's really guarding her heart and her emotions. And just from experience, women are usually a lot more direct and a lot more vulnerable than that. But something about their relationship is not allowing her to be vulnerable with him. So I hope the relationship works out. But a small part of me believes that this camping trip was an Easter egg, or more professional and literary way of communicating that is foreshadowing. To me, it's foreshadowing that something will be amiss either when they get to Los Angeles or before they leave to get there. Something is going to be off. Jay Spruill, movies, music, sports, and life. Hope you enjoyed my recap of the show. Got to tune in again next week. Make sure you subscribe, the red button down there.